Which is better, a fire wick or a fire cookie? The first step in figuring that out is figuring out what makes the best fire wick. Whether it's an actual lamp wick or jute, coconut, cotton cord, or just plain old sisal rope. One nice thing about a fire wick is it's fairly easy to contain. You can wrap up a fairly good amount of it in a small space. Fire cookies, if you leave them stacked together, tend to fuse together into one big blob that you have a hard time peeling apart. A fire wick doesn't really have that problem. You can just unroll it. I'll cut these all off to 30 centimeters so they're equal. 60 grams on the button. That'll be 25% paraffin lamp oil by mass and 75% paraffin wax. I'll weigh the wick materials before and after soaking them in the wax mixture, and that will tell us how much they absorb. The cotton cord and the cotton wick tied for first, each taking up 4 grams. The jute and the coconut came in second. They each took up 3 grams. The sisal was the heaviest, starting at 5 grams, and it only took up 2 grams of wax. What I intend to do is take a fire cookie and see how much it will heat 500 milliliters of water from 4 degrees centigrade. Then we'll have a baseline against which we can compare our different fire wicks. That jute is burning really well. It does not need to be frayed. It went out and it just reached 21 degrees Celsius. Next rope is coconut fiber. Okay, that's all there is to it, and we're at 13 degrees C for the ending. Alright, so next we have a cotton cord. Like the sisal, I'm not sure if this is going to burn without untwisting it, but we'll give it a shot. Alright, the cotton cord just went out. We're at 22 degrees C. This is an actual lamp wick that's been soaked with wax and lamp oil. Alright, our lamp wick is almost done. We're at 28 degrees C. There's just a teeny little flicker left. We have sisal next. You can do this 2 ways. You can unwind it and fuzz it up, or you can leave it tightly wound. For this round, I'm going to leave it tightly wound and see how it does. Alright, 5.2 degrees C. And it just went out from a little drip of condensation. And it only raised it to 8 degrees C. We've already burned about 3 centimeters of it. Keep that centered. And it just burned itself out. We'll do this again, but we'll fuzz it up. When it reaches the end of the frayed section, it burns out. And it does that pretty quickly. This was a little bit of a failure. It didn't tell me which one would perform the best starting a fire, or how much I'd have to consume of each to light a fire. To make a consistent fire lay with which to test all the fire wicks, I've made a standard set of splints, 4 different sizes, and I'll arrange them the same way for each fire wick. And to make it like a real camping trip, all this sat out in the pouring rain all afternoon. This is the jute cord. Okay, got that fanned out. Hey. And it's burning pretty nicely. Let's see how long it takes before we light our simulated top-down fire lay. We burned about 6 centimeters of fire wick. That was the jute fire wick. Now let's fuzz up the cotton. Oh. All right. So we burned about 3 centimeters of that. No idea how this will start with a ferro rod because it does not fray easily at all. I suppose I could pick it apart if I had a metal pick, but it would be really laborious. Lights right up with a lighter. Here we go. It looks like we burned up 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 centimeters of that. Next we have our coconut fiber. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just one good strike, and holy moly, whoo! It flies right up that fiber on the outside. Oh yeah. Well, that's the first time the big wood underneath is caught on fire before the little stuff on top. Okay, one of Dan Wowak's fire cookies. Actually, no, because I used lamp oil instead of lighter fluid. Oh, well, I knocked it on the floor, but it's definitely on fire. Now I've got flameage on its own over here. So this is all burning on its own, that's burning on its own. So even though the fire started and there's a ton of life left in that fire cookie, I can't pull it out, blow it out, and use it again. I just have to let it burn all the way out. Whereas with a fire wick, I could have pulled the fire wick out, snuffed it, and then saved the rest for later. Is a fire wick better than a fire cookie? Let us know in the comments below.